missed y'all. Hi guys! Back for another round. Okay, first, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's been crazy the last couple months. I just came back from the baby shower, and in my head I was like, I'm getting all these questions. I'm getting asked about my tattoos. I'm getting asked about crash pads. I'm getting asked about how was it after training, and I need to make a video for you guys. My last video was in September. Thanksgiving came. I was tripping. I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm here. I'm back and I'm better. Let's get this party started. Like, let's just jump into it. Like, just know I'm sorry. Oh, my friends, who are my subscribers, my friends who've been rocking with me since my first video. Let me not act like I've been making videos for years. I ain't that famous, but my friends who've been rocking with me since my first video, to the friends that I have gained and I have now, I thank you guys so much. I love you guys. I love, you know, getting the DMs and the questions and the I got my CJL and all this other stuff, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so excited for you guys. I'm thrilled. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to finally see one of you guys walking through the terminal. But I'm super excited for you guys. Keep it up. I know, you know, it is the holiday season right now. So when it comes to interviews right now, I know it's kind of like on a little bit of a hiatus up until New Year's. For those of you who probably got hired before Thanksgiving, you'll probably start your training class after New Year's, obviously. And for those of you who are trying to get any kind of like notice back from the airline that you applied to, you're obviously not gonna get any you're not gonna get your face-to-face or anything like that until after the New Year's. It's a little chaotic when it comes to, you know, holidays, but something's gonna happen. It's all gonna work out. No pressure. Relax, breathe, enjoy the holidays before shit gets real. Okay. So we're just gonna jump into it. Obviously you guys already know the deal with this vlog. You're well aware that, you know, it's life after training, tattoos, and crash pads. The stuff they do not tell you. I'm here to fill you in on it. Alright, so we're just gonna jump into it. With life after training, these are the 3 things that for sure I could tell you right off the bat. This is what they don't tell you. They don't take care of living arrangements. No reimbursements. So when it comes to, you know, you getting this job, make sure you're ready to do this. Not just becoming a flight attendant, but, you know, you relocating, you uprooting and moving and literally packing up your life and going. My last video I had stated, like, you know, having the funds. Please make sure you have the funds, because my situation, a lot of people had got apartments. So obviously you have to put a down payment on an apartment. I mean, yeah, what is it? A down payment, and then you have to pay first month, last month, and security deposit, all the good stuff. You please make sure you have the money for that. Some people's parents help them out a lot because, you know, this job can, you know, for some people, a lot of people can take pay cuts with this job. And, you know, make sure that you do have a great system behind you, because this is a lot. It's a lot. And they don't really tell you when it comes to, you know, when it comes to your living arrangements that they're going to help you, or not discrediting any airline for that, because it's honestly, once after training, you're on your own. You're a flight attendant now. I taught you everything you need to know about being a flight attendant. Now you're going to be a flight attendant. But I don't tell you about, like, you know, I don't help you get your own house. But at each domicile, for your airline, there's usually like a community board. And it always has like a crash pad. I'm going to tell you guys what crash pads are in a minute if you don't know. They usually tell you about crash pads, rooms for rent, apartments that, you know, a lot of flight attendants will stay at, and, you know, rent may not be super expensive, or it may be other girls or other guys saying, you know, hey, we have a room, or hey, we need another roommate, or whatever the case may be. Usually community boards are your best friend in your domicile, just because it has all the information that you want to know and need to know in a way, especially when it comes to adjusting and fitting in appropriately, and you're being accommodated well while you're adjusting and getting used to this whole new lifestyle that is coming to you. Because it's a lot to take in. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's a lot. I remember after I ended training, like, for instance, I didn't get paid after training for a whole month. So, like, I graduated, like, May 3rd. I did not see my first paycheck until June 1st. Like, what? And I'm used to seeing, I used to be a server, so I'm used to seeing money every day. And then, of course, you get that one little check every 2 weeks, you know, just to pay, like, your car note kind of thing. And a whole 30 days. Like, what? What? So, yeah, definitely. Make sure you definitely save up some money, guys, because they really don't help you with relocation that much. But that's okay, because it's not their responsibility. It's more so yours. But you can handle that. If you guys have any questions about that, please ask me below, because I can go on all day about no reimbursements and living arrangement. We can go all day. The next thing, you honestly kind of have about a week, depending on the airline, you have about a week to relocate. I went through training, like I said, graduated May 3rd. Literally, I think my first day on the line was May 9th, something like that. And I'm based in Houston. I live in California, if you guys haven't noticed. There you go. But I'm based in Houston right now. So I thought about, like, you know, do I want to get an apartment? What do I want to do with this after probation? Like, do I want to stay in Houston? Like, how do I want this to work out? And I decided that it would be best that, you know, I didn't get an apartment and I had a different kind of living arrangement. And you literally have a week to pack as many bags as you need, pack as many toiletries as you need, get all the stuff you need, and get your butt back out to Houston, or get your butt back out to wherever your base is, because literally come that 9th, I already had to go somewhere. So just be prepared for that. You know, it's a very, when you graduate and when you come back home, your trip is very quick coming back home, just to, you know, you're in training for so long. You're in training for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, and then you finally get to come home, and you're only home for such a short amount of time, and then you gotta, like, be a big kid and do your job that you signed up for. It could be a little like, oh, I miss home. Then you're home and it's like, oh my god, I didn't want to go, but I'm so excited. Like, that's literally the emotion you get. And then it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of emotion. It's good emotion, bad emotion, and you're becoming a flight attendant. It's your first trip. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's gonna pop off. My first trip, that's a story time for another day. My first trip, I had a medical emergency, and we had to bring out the AED and POBs. That's a story time for another day. Let me know if you guys really want to know about that. And we had to do a diverted landing. So let me know. Well, just a diverted. We had to, I'm saying this completely wrong, like I'm not a flight attendant. We had to divert the flight. Let me know if you guys want to even hear the story time on this. Please like this video to let me know if you want to know how it was. The most stressful first trip I've ever had in my life. My only first trip I've ever had in my life, but if I didn't think I wasn't ready to be a flight attendant before that, I knew that day I was. And the third thing about, you know, life after training with this, during slow season, and as much as people think this is not slow season, it's slow season. Oh my god, it's slow season. You are so cooped up during slow season. I'm on reserve. Basically, layman's terms, I'm on call. I do obviously have my days off, but when I am on the clock, I'm technically on call, per se. I guess you could just say that. It's so slow right now that, you know, a lot of people are trying to get other jobs. Luckily, I'm in school, so I'm able to do a lot of my schoolwork. Very productive, if I do say so myself. A lot of people are trying to get another job. A lot of people are kind of like, oh, I don't like it. I'm barely making my minimum. This kind of sucks. I have stuff to pay for. I have this to pay for. I have this to pay for. I'm going to do a side note, you guys. This job, you have to want to do this job for the right reasons, because it's not as glamorous as people think it is. It's not. Like I said, I took a huge pay cut when I got this job, but one of the things I've always wanted to do is travel the world. I was a broke college student. I wanted to see the world before I actually settled down and got married and had kids and had a family. And I absolutely love what I do. I have no regrets. I wouldn't change anything for the world. At this exact moment in my life, I love what I do. Absolutely love what I do. You really have to think about, is this really what you want to do? Because when it is slow, it is slow. There's pros and cons to this. You could go out, go see the world. You can go on trips. Why not? It's free. Go. You can bring a friend. Why not? It's free. Go. But it's also, you know, you're not going on flights. You're just sitting in your crash pad. You're just sitting in your apartment. You're just sitting there. Like, you're not doing anything, especially when you're at a base that's not your home base. I'm in Houston. I'm based in Houston, but I'm from California. And sometimes I'd be sitting in my room like, why am I here? There's nothing to do. I guess I'll pull out my laptop and do some homework. Why am I here? I could be at home. You know, you get into that zone, and it's very hard. It can be very hard, but you can make the most of it. You can get another job, make them extra coins, you know, make them extra ching-ching. Holiday, it's Christmas time coming up. There you go. You know, you got to make the most of it. So this job comes with, you know, I get to see the world. I travel the world in the 7 seas, but you also will be right here on your butt, kicking it, bored, you know. It's a Saturday night and you're on call. They're not going to use you, but you got to sit right there and wait for them to call you just in case. So be prepared for that. Please be prepared for that. All right. I know. All right. The infamous questions. The tattoos. The tattoos. The tattoos. The tattoos, 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 tattoos. I never get a post that is not about my tattoos. It's always about my tattoos. I don't mind ever talking about my tattoos. Actually, I'm about to finish and get a sleeve. So, leading into this, I always get asked, you know, are you allowed to have tattoos? How does it work? You know, what happens? What X, Y, and Z, A, B, C. Now, here are the rules. It's really easy. It's really simple. For my airline, I can get away with having tattoos, only if they're covered up. Okay? Every airline's policy is different. Every airline's policy is different. One more time. Every airline's policy is different. Some airlines, you are not allowed to have tattoos whatsoever. I had a friend. She had a tattoo right here behind her ear. When she went to her interview, she told them she didn't have any visible tattoos. Her hair was under her interview, so they didn't see. She got all the way. She got the job. She got the CJO. She went to training. One day in training, instructor had saw her tattoo right here, asked her to move her hair back so they could visibly see it. She got sent down to the administration, or however you want to call it. So it wasn't HR. It was somewhere within their training facility, and they took a picture of it, and then they released her from training. So definitely look into each airline's policies on tattoos first and foremost. Like, please, if you have visible tattoos like me, please look into the airline you want to apply for's actual policy on this. Because when they say they do not want to see any visible tattoos, they mean that. There is no bending the rules, nothing. Make sure you are spotless. Now, for my airline, it's a little bit different. I'm a little special. And I'm allowed to have tattoos, but they can't be visible in uniform. I'm very fortunate with that. I do wear dresses. I do wear dresses with just short sleeves. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little chilly, I'll put my blazer on, or I'll put my cardigan on. But other than that, most of the time, I pretty much just walk around with my short sleeves on. Luckily for me, with my dress, it goes long enough that you don't see either one of these tattoos. And I do walk around with a Band-Aid on right here. I'm very fortunate that sometimes it's very, like, you barely can see the Band-Aid. Like, it just goes right past you really quick. So my skin tone's kind of cool in that area, just when I put on my little, I wish I had a Band-Aid to show you guys. But I have seen other girls, especially in a probation, you know, you don't want to draw any attention to yourself or make it, you know, such a big deal. So sometimes I used to always wear my cardigan all the time. I mean, I always had the Band-Aid regardless. Once I put on my uniform, Band-Aid goes on regardless. I've never gone on the plane without it. It just is what it is. Some people's tattoos here are a little bit more extravagant than mine, so they have put a bandage, like an actual like ace bandage around it to, you know, not draw too much attention to it. But you know, a band-aid, I can get away with that here. Now, like I said, before I got this job, I was already in plans to finish half sleeve, which is kind of why you see a tattoo here, and it's in an odd location. I still continue to have those plans. I will have it to the point that you can't see it underneath my sleeve, and if it does happen to peek out a little bit, I will totally wear my blazer getting onto the aircraft, and then I will change into my cardigan. Now, when it comes to me showing my tattoos, I'm very respectful when it comes to them saying, you know, as long as it's not seen in uniforms. I've seen senior mamas who've been walking around, have their tattoos all out, they don't care. Now, I do. I try to be respectful, I try to be the brand, and I still try to follow the rules as much as I can, which is why I still cover up the tattoo. There's some flight attendants who've passed probation that are a little bit senior to me, barely, and they won't cover up their tattoos because it's what we see. But I'm not them. I'm not trying to get in trouble. I don't want no supervisor coming after me. So we're going to cover up our stuff. But to the interview, I say that to say because, you know, I do, like I said, I get asked so much about my tattoos. At your interview, if you make it to face-to-face, they will happily let you know. If you don't know, by the time you go to your face-to-face, if you're allowed to have tattoos, they will let you know whether they're an airline that is strictly no tattoos whatsoever, or an airline that it's like, as long as they're not seen in uniform. If it's not seen in uniform, you're good to go. That's the key. That's the key. You kind of want those if you have tattoos like me, you want airlines like that. Because if you have tattoos that if you want to be a part of an airline that you cannot have anything, I would recommend if it's an airline you really like, you thought and prayed, and this is what this is the airline that you want to go to. I honestly would recommend laser removal, and then give it some time, and then go ahead and apply to them. Only because if that airline, I promise you guys, if that airline tells you no tattoos whatsoever, they're not bending rules for you. For little old you. Unfortunately, little old you are not special, unfortunately. So please be careful with that, you guys. Please be very, very, very careful. Because when I tell you my friend got kicked out the 5th of the 6th week, she got kicked out. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. She couldn't come back in. It was very hard for her, and she was really, really, really sad. Because you do all that work for nothing. Don't lie to them. Don't hide things from them. Because it's not like they're not going to find out. At all. So, be honest. Be honest. And if they ask you to show you where that tattoo is at, if you say like, oh yeah, I can. If they say, you know, do you have any tattoos that are visible in uniform? Just say no. Because most uniforms are long sleeve uniforms. Usually a dress when you put a jacket on it. That's about it in the airline world. Those are just two. Short sleeve and long sleeve. Go off of what you're wearing to your interview. If you look at yourself fully dressed in your uniform attire and you don't see a tattoo, your tattoo is not visible in uniform. So that's when you can say, I don't have any tattoos that are visible in the uniform. Period. If they ask you, I mean, do you have any visible tattoos? Be honest and tell them where they're at. Because at that point, they're probably going to let you go or give you a TBNT. And let's not waste your time, first and foremost. We're not tripping off of their time, but let's not waste your time with flying up to this interview and doing all this, and then all you're going to get is a TBNT. There's no point. So please make sure that you honestly look into each airline that you were trying to apply for's tattoo policy. It's 2016. Everybody has tattoos. I get it. The airline industry hasn't really came up to, they're not, you know, on like Starbucks level on piercings and tattoos and stuff like that right now. So just stick with it. And you don't want anything to make you too noticeable and just stick out like a sore thumb. Like, that's the last thing you want to do with putting anything like that on yourself, okay? And the next thing is crash pad life. Now, a crash pad is basically, for those of you who do not know, it's basically like an apartment or a home or a room that you share with multiple flight attendants. Not two, not a few, and definitely not four. You're gonna share this one room with probably like up to 9 flight attendants. Now, in my living situation, I was lucky enough to, I had a classmate in my training class who I not only had my training class with him, but I had a I did my interview. He was at my interview with me. So we decided to, he found a room to rent, not too far from the airport. It was probably like 15 minutes. So it was really convenient. And it was a room to rent for one person. And when he had talked to the renter, he said, you know, well, there's two of us, you know, can we share the room? And they're like, yeah, sure. So we split it. It was the most convenient thing ever, just because I was barely there. I was only there for work purposes, and then I would always come home. Like, it was really easy. So it was basically like he had the room to himself all the time. For those of you who are wondering, he wasn't straight. So there you go. Because I know somebody's gonna wonder. But other than that, it was probably the most easiest living arrangement, especially because I didn't want to, you know, do an apartment. I didn't want to have to be there for a year, and I didn't plan on staying in Houston a whole year. I planned on transferring, so I thought about that. And I wanted to be somewhere easy because I wasn't bringing my car out there, so you know, I wanted to, you know, have Uber not too hard for me to access, you know. So I lucked up on my situation because there's been flight attendants that, you know, they've been in CRASHPADS scams, and they've been stuck in actual legit crash pads. But that living situation, you know, you have 9 and umpteenth people in this place with you, and you know, you have to watch your stuff, and you can't stay forever and ever and ever, and then the second you don't pay, you know, your rent, you know, that room is released to somebody else. It's just a lot in crash pad life, and you know, it's a lot. And I was like, I don't want that life. If you do plan to get an apartment, you know, the second you find out where you guys are based at during training, do your research on apartments around the area. You know, see if they have, you know, a little flight attendant fee. See if they have like a little discount. See, you know, if anybody in your class would want to, you know, have an apartment with you. Like, ask around, because all these people that you guys are in training with, they're there with you. You guys are all in the same boat. You guys are going to be in the same boat when you actually graduate. You know, ask to see who wants to be about this life with you, with getting an apartment or renting a house or whatever the case may be. Even renting a room and wanting to share it, like how me and my roommate did. Talk. Ask each other questions. Do your research from the house to the apartment to wherever you guys choose to stay. Make sure you do your research. Make sure that it's a renter that you can actually rent and they're trustworthy. This even goes for crash pads. Make sure that you guys aren't being scammed. Please beware of scams, especially if you look on Craigslist, you know, with crash pads, because it's possible to have scams. There was a scam out in Houston with a crash pad situation, and literally one of my classmates was there, and they had like something happen, and they had like 24 hours to get out. So, you know, please be careful. Please be careful, and please do your research. Please, as soon as you know where you guys are going, start looking, start investing, start saving, all that good stuff. Okay. Like, I'm really trying to tell you guys, like, please build a group within, because literally my class, we had one person that went to Washington, D.C., and then literally half of our class went to Newark, and then the other half stayed in Houston. The ones that went to Newark, I know that they had got a house, and then like they each got a room, and they did their thing, and that was probably the easiest thing. But like the second they found out they're going to Newark, they're like, okay, let's figure out this living arrangement. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Who's going to come? Boom. Like, let's get this done. Because when I tell you guys, you have 7 days to figure this out. Once you graduate and come home, you have literally 7 days. That's not long at all. So make it happen. Please be mindful that in the beginning, checks aren't going to be figgity fat. Like, you definitely are gonna have to live within your means a little bit. So I'm gonna keep stressing it. I'm gonna stress this every video I probably have. Please save money. Save. And if you can't save, please get another job. Get another job that's flexible enough that they know that being a flight attendant is a priority and this job comes second. Make sure they can work around your schedule, because money is not popping your first year of being a flight attendant. It's a struggle. 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 I promise you, if I don't have my boyfriend, he's like my sugar daddy. Don't tell him I said that, but he's low-key like my sugar daddy right now, because especially because it's so slow right now. You know, it's not. I haven't even like really gone anywhere like that's like, oh my god, I get to go here, like as I would like a couple months ago, because it's just that slow. People want to work. People aren't trying to give up any shifts or anything like that right now, so it's tight. It's a little tight, but I'm still making it work. I still love what I do. I still don't have any regrets. I'm gonna keep, you know, riding this thing until the wheels fall off for what I know right now. I can't tell you what I'll be doing in 5 years, but I'll be sticking it out for sure. I have no complaints. If you ask me right now, like, you know, do you have any complaints? Are you sad? Do you wish that you would have chose a different life? Do you regret going to training? I regret none of it. Anything that has happened to me up until this point, I regret none of it. None of it. I love what I do. I love the people that I come across. I come across some crazy ones, but that doesn't change anything for me. If I gave you guys like any piece of advice, I would tell you to just follow your heart. That's it. If this is what you really, really want to do it. Nobody's stopping you except you. Please keep in mind though, I don't want you guys to really think this job is as glamorous as it seems because of how the people that you follow on YouTube make it look like, or the people you follow on Instagram make it look like, or Facebook, or because you saw your friends do this and it looks like this. This could be a stressful job. It could be a hard job, not only on you, but family. If you have kids, if you have a significant other, it could be difficult. So I do want you to really make sure this is what you want to do. I'm not saying that to be negative because I'm not a negative person. I'm just very realistic. And, you know, a lot of people have told me, you know, you make it look so fun. You make it look like this. That's because I want it to be fun for me. Or else I'd probably be bored and be like, I don't want to do this job anymore. Like, but it's not a boring job. My office is 35,000 feet up in the air. I never have the same day. I never have paperwork sitting in front of me, and I know exactly what I have to go back to tomorrow. You know, it's always an adventure, and it's always something new, and it's always something different, and that's what I love the most about this job. The people I've encountered, from crewmates to passengers to gate agents. It's just something new every day, but still, I would never regret it or change anything, you know, ever. But I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope I answered you guys. I hope I answered all your questions. Again, I'm so sorry that, you know, it took me so long to make a video for you guys, but there you go. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below the next video you guys want me to talk about, because I'm all ears, from you guys hitting me up in my DMs asking me questions to, you know, commenting below and asking me questions. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about next, because we need to get this ship rolling. I promise you, it is never going to be this long of a break, because this was ridiculous. Even I'm saying this was ridiculous, but it'll never happen again. I pinky promise. I love you guys. Stay up. Don't forget to tell me when you guys get those CJOs. Let me know what airline. Let me know if I see you in the terminal. What? Let me know. Best of luck, you guys. Please, 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 please don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Please, 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 please. Best of luck. Good luck. I'll see you guys in the new year. Be easy. Bye, guys.